What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. If you're new here, then welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. We are going to go over week 35 of pregnancy, and this week, let me tell you, was pretty darn eventful. Like, so eventful. It's probably the craziest week I've had. Every week I'm just like, what am I going to talk about? Like, seriously, like 40 weeks of weekly pregnancy updates. What am I going to talk about each week? Because sometimes things don't change. But this week, a lot of things changed and it was scary. But I'm excited to share it with you guys because it's going to help so many mamas out there. Or even when you do get to this point, if you're not pregnant and you're watching this 2 years later and you get to this point, no, you're gonna be okay. But anyways, guys, I know there's like a hole in the blinds back here. It's just the way it is when you rent a place sometimes, but it's going to be fixed and it's all gonna be good. So I'm not too worried about it. It's just we got the nursery mostly set up, so I have things in a certain area now, so I need the chair to be here, so I can't really hide that anymore, but who really cares, to be honest? It's gonna get fixed. So anyways, if you want to know what happened during this eventful week of pregnancy, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alrighty, so I'll get to the main event in like a minute, you'll know when, but let's see. So this week, I started noticing just certain exercises and certain things I've been doing at the gym, literally up until this point. I've changed some things here and there, but not a lot because I haven't needed to. But now I've realized like, okay, like this kind of hurts, I need to stop. It's just kind of uncomfortable or anything of that nature. I'm definitely realizing and starting to listen to my body even more as now I'm like 4 weeks out from giving birth. So I'm definitely listening to my body more, and especially after what happened. I just noticed that one day I'm totally down for the count, and the next day like my energy's back. And then the next day I'm like, I'm not moving from this couch. Like, I am not moving. Nobody is making me move. I am staying here. I will do all my work from right here. Like, just, that's how it is some days. And that's why some weeks there's 2 videos, some weeks there's 1. Because I just have to listen to my body and myself at this point and do what my body needs. Because then the next day I feel like 1,000 times better. I started realizing that maybe around like Tuesday or Wednesday of week 35, I was having those like shooting like pains down to like your vagina, and they would kind of last in the morning, and like they hurt, like they would make me like stop in like a movement of what I was doing. If I was walking or if I was just doing stuff around the house, it'd make me stop, and then it would go away. But I would sit down and drink like 16 ounces of water, because that's what they tell you to do, and then they'd be gone for the rest of the day. So I started realizing that was happening this week a lot more, and they say, you know, that's when your body's like preparing and getting ready for labor and all that kind of stuff. Now after like reading this, like I can see why things like led up to like what they led up to. And then I also realized that my belly has dropped. Like right now it feels like she's up high, but I know like my belly has dropped because she used to be like literally like in my boobs, and now like she's down like a little bit more. What happened this week that definitely scared me and just made me nervous for this whole thing that I'm about to go through? So Friday, I did a workout, I did a circuit, wasn't feeling pains during it at all. I did like 15-20 minutes of cardio, and then went and did like 3 to 4 rounds of a circuit. And it was a pretty hard workout, I'm not gonna lie. I maybe pushed it a little bit too hard. So then I got home, cleaned the house. I was still occasionally having those shooting pains down to the good old vag. It was just kind of normal. I just kept drinking water. I did have a coffee, but I ended up not drinking like literally any of it because I was like, I need to hydrate. Then around 2 o'clock, I started getting ready, and I sit on like this metal chair sometimes. I just bring it in there because I don't feel like standing anymore. And I started just feeling a lot of pressure towards like my butt and just down here, and my hips were really hurting, and just a lot, nothing was feeling right, to be honest. And a lot of shooting pains and stuff like that, and so it wasn't the normal shooting pains I was feeling, which I know can be round ligament pain, and I know there's nothing you can honestly really do about that. And I was drinking a lot of water. Like, that's what they tell you to do, is like drink a lot of water and sit down and just like do nothing. So then I like Marco Polo my mom, like, Mom, like, have you felt this before or whatever, you know? And she was like, well, like, I remember some of those things, but not like a lot of pressure during around this time and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, this is kind of like scary, because it was hurting. Like, I could not sit comfortably on the chair. Then I got a pillow, I fluffed it up, I made it soft, could not sit, and I would stand and like everything was just dropping down to this area. It was painful. And so I sat down on the couch. It was fine, like, 'cause my mom told me to call. She's like, you just need to call, you know, it's not, you know, it's about the baby, like, whether anything's wrong or not, like, you just need to call, which is totally right, like, just call. And I was like, oh, I'll wait a little bit, you know, like, and during this time, of course, my husband's not answering his phone, and I'm like, I could be going into labor here, and he's not answering. He is not answering, and this is not good. He finally calls me back, and I just let him know, like, hey, like, this is what's going on, and I'm thinking of calling. And my gynecologist place is closed around this time. They close earlier on Fridays, so I would have to call labor and delivery or just go into triage at this point. So he gets home. He decided to come home at like 3, like, bless his heart, so cute. He's like, okay, I'll come, let me know if something's up, and you know, and I was like, okay, like, I'm fine, like, right now, and like, I'm just gonna tough this out. Like, that's the mentality I had, like, I'm just gonna tough this out. But then at the same time, you can't be selfish like that, because like, you have a human grid inside of you, you know what I mean? Like, your body's trying to tell you something. And I was like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. I just kept trying to tell myself, like, I'm fine, like, nothing's going on, you know? And so then he gets home. He decides to come home around 3 o'clock out of nowhere, because I think he was just a little worried. Where I was like, okay, well, I was kind of stressed because, one, we did not have any hospital bags packed. Her bag wasn't packed, my bag isn't packed, I don't have any nursing tanks, I don't have any pads, I don't have like all these things that I need. So I'm like, can we like start packing the bags? Like, I don't know, I just felt this urge, like, let's start packing some things. And so like, her bag's totally packed, and like, I just packed what I had. I don't have those things right now, but thank goodness, as you can see, nothing happened. She's still in my belly. But now that little scare definitely prepared us. So our bags are packed, so I can totally do a video for you guys now for that. So we packed the bags, and I was like, okay, I'm like doing fine, like, you know, I'm okay, like, let's go grab some food, let's go to Target, because we were gonna go to Target, and I was gonna get pads and all those kinds of things. So we go to just like a sandwich place, and I honestly, like, the pain, I have nothing, like, it went from 0 to 100 real quick. And I was sitting there, and like, it was to the point where I needed to start timing things, because I was getting a little concerned. Started timing them, and the shooting, cramping, uterus tightening, everything, just, it hurt. Like, it stopped me in my tracks. Like, I completely had to sit there and like breathe. Like, I could not talk during that time, and they would last like 10 to like 15 seconds. Like 2 or 3 of them would go back to back, almost like a minute, and then like a little break, and then a minute would pass, and then another one would come. Like, there was not like that many breaks. And then sometimes all of a sudden I would have like a 10 to 12, 15 minute break. And I just told him, I was like, I don't think I can walk around Target. Like, this is getting really bad. I was like, we need to head back to the house, and we just need to grab our stuff and head to triage at this point, because it's just hurting. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm scared. I'm a mix of emotions. I just wanted to cry. I actually didn't, surprisingly. I just wanted to cry. I just wanted everything to be okay, but I kept telling myself, if she is born at this point at 35 weeks, she's gonna be okay. She's going to be okay, and God is with us. I have faith and strength and just everything in Him, that I know everything is gonna be okay. We get our stuff and we get it all packed up and get in the car, and all of a sudden, these pains have stopped. There's nothing going on, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as I'm heading somewhere to like get this dealt with, for them to see what's going on, it's just gone. Like, doesn't that like always happen? Like, you're like in all this pain, or like you're sick, and then you go to the doctors and they're like, you're fine, and I'm like, no, I swear, like 30 minutes ago I was not fine. Like, I am not fine. The whole way there I'm like, oh, we don't really need to go, because she was moving, I was feeling her move and those things, but the best thing was for me to do at that point is to go get things checked, so we did. Checked my cervix, they obviously monitored the baby for about an hour, and me as well. So that's one of the things that kind of kept me from going, because like, we're gonna be stuck in there for like an hour or two, because we got there at like 7 and didn't get out till like 9:30. I just monitored and everything was fine, and my doctor came in because he's actually on call, and I have not met him yet, so that was good to see. The guy who's gonna deliver my baby. And after the monitoring, they checked my cervix, which my cervix are completely closed. She's like super thick. Down there, they are closed. And I'm like, well, that's good, but at the same time, like, can they like thin a little bit? Said that I am contracting a little bit, but it's pretty irregular. I think that's kind of normal around this time. You can have contractions starting around like 20-ish weeks and you don't even know it. I just think I had an episode of something, and I really think that that workout possibly triggered it. And just ever since that day, I've been completely fine. I have not had any of those shooting pains or any of those symptoms back. I don't know if it was a wake-up call to us to like get your bags together and get your shit together pretty much. And I'm just so thankful that everything is okay and that she's okay, and that I'm going to be able to finish out this process. And if you're feeling something abnormal, it does not hurt to go in there. Like, when I got in there, because it's in my own head, I'm like, I feel stupid for going in here. Like, it stopped. Like, I feel stupid. You know what I mean? But in the end, the lady was like, no, like, seriously, like, come in anytime. Like, if you feel like something is off, just come in. Like, we're bored. Come in all the time. I'm like, okay. Like I said, it was a blessing in disguise. It did not feel good, but you know, I would say on a level like 1 to 10 during that really like heated like hour-ish to 2 hours, it was a 7 to 8, some were like way 8, because they asked me that when I came in there, and I was like, they were like bad. If you're like before 37 weeks, if you have contractions, 6 contractions within an hour, doesn't matter how far apart they are or anything like that, they want you to go in. I definitely probably waited a little too long, because I definitely had more than that. I waited like 4 hours, but I just didn't really know what was going on. And I've learned my lesson, to say the least, and everything's okay though. So in the end, everything's fine, right? Right. So now that we got that lovely story out of the way and you heard my scare, the last 2 things were, I've kind of already talked about. We've gotten the nursery ready this week. I have found her pediatrician. Like, oh my gosh, I called like everywhere last week, and seriously, I could not find anywhere, and now I finally found somewhere, and I'm like, ah, hallelujah, I'm so excited. Found somewhere, and we booked a lifestyle like newborn shoot where someone's gonna come to our house when she is born, 10 to 12 days after she's born. So I'm really excited for that. But the last thing I wanted to talk about, I told you this week I have so much to tell you, and it's just so exciting. I am like I said, I love pregnancy, but I have never been more motivated in my life, and I've gone through like a cycle, trust me, my whole entire life of like, I'm gonna eat healthy and I'm gonna get fit. And like, now looking back at pictures, like I was fit, like I've talked about before, like I was in good shape, okay? But I've never been more motivated to show and to share that after pregnancy, you're like, your life is not over. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to show that you can have your body back. Like, you can have all these things, you know, don't listen to society and like what everybody and their mother says. Kind of like my postpartum journey. So if you're interested in that, like definitely give this video a thumbs up and like comment down below if you want to see what I'm doing postpartum and stuff like that. I won't video like workouts at the gym. I used to do that in my like way old videos, but I need that time to like be for me and not to be focusing on that. But I am going to show workouts like at home and ones you can do with the baby and maybe what I'm eating or like whatever you guys want to see. Like if you want like 2 a month or something about postpartum, or like 1 a month, like monthly updates of what's going on. Like you guys totally let me know like down in the comments what you want. Anyways, I'm really, really excited to share my postpartum journey with you guys. At 35 weeks, this little cute peanut is the size of a pineapple. At 35 weeks, it says his hearing is fully developed and responds to the best high-pitched noises. So she or he can hear everything. If you're having a boy, his testes have probably fully descended. And around this time, baby's about 17.2 to 18.7 inches long. From here on out, he or she won't get much longer, it's talking about, but will continue plumping up. So baby's now about 4.2 to 5.8 pounds and will put on a pound or more of baby fat before birth. Woo! You can expect to gain about a half a pound a week before birth. And then the baby at 35 weeks, it says that most babies right now are positioned head down towards your cervix and ready for his or her big debut. This baby's fingernails and toenails have probably grown to reach their tips. That's why sometimes babies are born needing a mani-pedi. And it says baby's kidneys are now fully developed. With baby growing bigger by the week, he or she isn't like somersaulting, kicking, or jabbing as much as getting too crowded in your womb. Like she's just more like pushing. Like last night, my husband and I were laying in bed, not last night, like I think the night before, but it was on my like left side, but it was so pokey. Like it was definitely like her elbow or something like that. I'm like, she's like elbowing me, just like sticking out like this. It was kind of cool though. And then your body around this time, it says at its peak you're carrying about a quart of amniotic fluid in the womb. Past 36 weeks, the fluid slowly goes down since your uterus and baby now take up most of the room in your womb. It says, now that you're in the home stretch and will be greeting baby soon, you'll be seeing your OB every week until you deliver. Tomorrow I have my last ultrasound. I'm so excited to see her. I'm so excited. And then I have my regular appointment right after it. But this one, they are checking my cervix and testing for, I think it's this what it talks about, 10 to 30% of moms have GBS. If you're a carrier, doctor will administer antibodies via IV during labor to make sure you don't pass it to the baby at birth. Then it says between weeks 35 and 37, your OB will do a group B strep test where culture from your vagina to your rectum will be taken to see if the bacteria is in your body. Anyways, now we're just gonna get a move on and measure this belly. So this week I'm 42 inches. Last week I was 41.5 inches, so we grew another half an inch. We have reached the end of this video on this eventful week for week 35 of pregnancy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that through my scares and through the things that like I go through, that it gives you a little peace of mind and just to know to pay attention to your body, and it's in God's hands anyways. You can't control anything that's going to happen. So I hope that it just gives you a little bit of peace of mind instead of being so worried about things. I hope it doesn't scare you. Anyways, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so excited to soon reveal her name. Yes, I can see it. I have it hanging up right there, and I'm so excited to like show you. And I don't know, it's gonna be really exciting, okay? So you better stay tuned for that nursery tour video. I'm waiting on literally just like the drapes and like a lamp, like a few things. So it's seriously coming to you way before you know it, and I cannot wait to show you guys. But if you have not already, make sure you guys subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up, and do not forget to follow my social media. All the links are in the description box down below, and like I said, comment down below. Know if you guys want to see any type of postpartum things or anything that you want to see leading up to my birth. anything like that, let me know. Anyways, I love you guys more than you'll ever stinking know, and I appreciate you, and I'm so thankful for you, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.